Happy Sunday. Let me get right. Y'all know I've been live. This is my fifth day straight going live. Y'all know I work. I got a full-time job. But welcome to Nat-tober. I'm talking to you on the replay. How you guys doing? What did you eat today? Let me know in the comment section. Dang, Sarah, you already in here, Bo, or am I bugging? Let me know what y'all ate today, man. I ate some honey glazed wings. They were fire, homemade. My husband made them. Shout out to him. And I just had me some leftover sweet red wine, man. So hopefully I'm not too messed up. Today's story time. Today's petty hour. Mr. LSU in the chat. Moderators on deck. Dizzy deck. Today's petty hour is. Have you guys ever had a near-death experience? Let me know in the comment section, man. We're going to get into it. We're going to wait on this chat to load. I'm starting to talk to my replay audience and talk to you guys. I feel like if I got on a replay and no one acknowledged me, I'd be like, what am I doing here? So what did you guys eat? Talking to the replay, and I'm talking to the two people in the chat. Grilling chicken and steak. Mr. LSU, I know you got food stamps because you always eating good in the neighborhood. I know you got some food stamps, bro. Are you the plug? Let me know, man. I can't find people selling food stamps anymore. But have you guys ever had a near-death experience? I'm okay doing new content. What you got going on with your content? Let them know. Guys who pull up, make sure you check out Mr. LSU. He does content. Oh, that's Sarah. That's my sister. Mr. LSU's my brother. They all do content. You know, we putting each other on around here. I just shared this live with my homegirl, my best friend. Let's see if she pulls up. If she pulls up, it's going to be a good time. But regardless, it's still going to be a good time. Speaking of content, while you're loading, Mr. LSU, those who are on the exclusive members, I got a video coming out right after this live. Depending on how much I talk. Yesterday, I did 2 hours in this thing. So I scheduled. I scheduled the content to come out tomorrow or tonight at 6:30. So if I'm talking to 6:30 or 30 minutes afterwards, it's gonna be ready for you guys. It's gonna be part 4 of my daughter's saga. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. I don't know if you guys went to church or not. Let me know in the comment section. I honestly did not go to church. Because I went to one church since I've been down here, but to me, I didn't feel like it was the right church for me. And I'm so busy all the time. I really have not had the opportunity of finding another church, but I didn't think that church kind of fit me. Like if I'm telling y'all, I get it. I'm all about the Lord. But if I'm telling y'all my schedule was like, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't be there every Sunday. They were like calling me when I was heading into work because I work night shift. It was just like I didn't think it was a good match. But I'm still looking for a good home church. You know, I believe in the Lord. Shout out to the Lord. He saved me, especially with this content we're talking about today. So today's topic is, guys, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe if you like this content. Today's topic is about, has anybody ever had a near-death experience? Let me know in the comment section. Y'all know I'm going to dabble into my story. Mr. LSU says, thanks, sis. Appreciate you. Would you like to play a game? Sobe Golf Coffee. I like your name, cuz I'm really into coffee, but I'm 40, almost 40. I don't know if I should be playing no games, but welcome in everybody. Darrell said he went to the Lord's house today. Shout out to you for going, cuz. What kind of church? I could not think of the name of the church, but I did tell my granddad about it, and he was like, nah, bro, we should not be in those churches. So, and it wasn't even the fact that he said that made me not interested in going into the church. I just felt like they told me the service was only like an hour. It was over an hour. And then, and I loved that they cooked, and, you know, it was a free plate, but it was just like, I felt like a little harassed on, you know, about the Lord because I wound up saving the lady. Saving the lady. Boy, I'm not even saying it the right way. Day 5, y'all, of me going live every day. I'm tired. I wound up saving her contact underneath my phone. and it wound up like us, you feel me, linking up on Snapchat, and she was harassing me on there. When you coming back? And I'm just like, bruh, I do 40 hours on YouTube. I do 40 hours at my full-time job. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. Like, I can't be like that. But guys, let's get into this chat, and then we're gonna hop into the stories. Let me know, have you guys ever had like a near-death experience? What motivated me to talk about this topic? It is October. It is Nattober, and I feel like that is the season of Halloween. So spooky encounters. So let me know in the comment section, have you guys ever had a near-death experience? I'm gonna tell you my 3. I don't know if that's too much. Is 3 a lot to have a near-death experience? Let me know in the comment section below. Vicky, how you doing? Nash is work it out, baby. I'm gonna try my best to work it out. Nash. Kevin says, I'm 54 and single. Do you like being single though? Let me know. Let me know. Guys, my moderator said hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications to catch up and coming videos, live streams, and he appreciates the love. And I appreciate the love too. I appreciate you guys pulling up for your girl on a Sunday. That's not my home day, but I am I'm doing a little challenge this month, guys. I'm trying to instead of doing Vlogtober, I named it Nattober. And I've been very consistent of going live the last 5 days. And I'm going to take over the whole 31 days of October. I've never done a challenge like this. And I don't just, you feel me? I don't just do YouTube. I have a full-time job. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. So please be respectful in the chat. Lipstick in the building. Bezos, mommy. How you doing? Your hat is cute. Thank you, guys. I said before I hopped on live, I said, man, they going to find out real fast I don't have that many clothes. You going live for 31 days straight, you going to find out real fast what my wardrobe look like. So super chats are welcome. Thank you for the compliment on the hat. Rick James Biatch. Y'all remember that? Where did you get that mic? Lipstick, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. If you go into my bio underneath YouTube, I have a link of where I got it. Pink is not the only color. I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get into the stories. These, I cannot control this. I have an iPhone 16. It has a, my cat turned on the speaker. It has a C port, so it just plugs directly into my phone, but it also has an A port if you use your computer, so it's multi-talented, like your girl Natalie. Natalie in the building, hands to the ceiling. Mr. Marado in the chat. Ryan, thank you for being here. What is the like button? You don't know? You don't know? I don't think I have a near-death experience as PZY, but spreading the positivity. Get right, Natalie. Adore your eyes. They're beautiful. Thank you, guys. Eyelash link in the bio too. Check it out, guys. Check it out. I feel like I have something right here, guys. Then we're going to get into the story. I feel like it's a piece of cat hair. Anywho. That's facts for me too, sis. Mix and match. Aaron, the fabulous life of Natalie. I was just a vote president stop Donald Trump. All right, bro. We ain't going to be in here on that political. We ain't gonna be out. My husband, I was just telling my husband, bro, this is called The Fabulous Life of Natalie. I'm not trying to be narcissistic, but we only talking about Natalie over here, son. We are sharing the platform for you guys to tell me if you ever had a near-death experience. Let me dabble into mine. Your love, Paris. Hey, beautiful girl. How's your day going? It's going well. How's your day going? Near-death experience. Let's get into it. Hit the like button, guys. Support the channel on the way to 6K. Shout out to the mod squad. Maine in the building. Maine, today we're talking about if you've ever had a near-death experience. What motivated me to talk about this is that, for one, I've been live the last 5 days, roughly, estimately, about 2 hours each day. I said, a bitch running out of shit to talk about. But I said, it's October, so let's talk about near-death experience. Boom. I don't know if I should start small and work my way up to the top. But I've had 3 near-death experiences, in my opinion. We're going to get into it. I got into a car wreck when I was right before I was licensed. God, what in the world? My name's Natalie. I have ADHD. I got into a severe car wreck when I first It wasn't severe, but I totaled the car when I first got my license. And I was a little late bloomer when it came to the license. I didn't get my license till I was like, no, skirt, let me stop. During this time, I didn't have my license. I was driving illegally, no driver's license. I had gotten this car. I had gotten my first car was a Dodge Intrepid. Shout out to the Intrepids. Y'all know they don't make them no more. And car was nice, boy. I remember I had crossed over from Kentucky to Indiana. It's right across the bridge to go see my mom because my mom was telling me she needed toilet paper, bruh. Corey in the building. My mom was telling me she needed toilet paper, bruh. So I went to get her toilet paper, drove about 30 minutes to cross this bridge. And I remember like I seen her walking and I really wanted to like stunt. You know what I'm saying? It was my first car. I wanted to stunt in this car. You feel me? And I got to the stop sign without looking. Boom! I flew right into a Chrysler 300. Totally wrecked the car. Totally messed up my life. I don't know why I didn't have any other like legal issues because I illegally was driving that car. I didn't have a permit. I didn't have a license, and it was through the grace of God that I survived that. So that was one of the near death experiences I had because you got to think the airbags imploded. Boy, I was scared. I was spooked to ever like drive again. But you know, now your girl's all the way situated. I have a license. I have a permit. That was one of the near death experiences I've had. Another near death experience I had was literally a couple weeks ago, bro. I don't want to take my phone over there, but if y'all can like look, this is weird. Look behind me. See the cabinet, the smaller cabinets, right? Right above the refrigerator, right? Y'all see that, right? It's like black smoke up there. So that black smoke up there, boy, it was a for real fire in here a couple weeks ago, bruh. Me and my husband were trying to do like a wine and dine situation. And he's making rice. My husband's Cuban, y'all. And they use oil in their rice. They use salt and pepper in their rice. Like I was never like hip to eating rice like that till I got with him. And Theando. Listen, bro, I'm telling you. You gotta listen. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe, right? Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you how the fire started. Boy. So the room straight back, that's my room, right? That's my room straight back. So we're in my room, we're talking, and my husband tells me, like, Natalie, tell a story. Y'all know my stories be dragging, right? My stories be dragging. And so while we're in the room, whining and dining, right? Whining and dining, I'm like, I smell something, baby. And he's like, it's cool. You know, it ain't that big of a deal. I know what I'm doing. Boy, next thing I know, I hear, boy. So that door's open. That's my door straight back. I'm coming down that hallway, bruh. I feel like I'm living this moment without living this moment. I'm walking to this hallway. That's my kitchen. Clearly, now I'm in the kitchen. And on the way in the hallway, I see the walls like have like red like flames on it, boy. So when I see like the red flames on the wall, my husband's already in here. I'm just like, my heart's like, what's going on? You don't feel me? You feel me? So he takes the pot. I don't know if y'all can see it. Look. Y'all see that like yellow spot right there? He takes the pot, he throws it on the ground, and I told him not to do this, bruh. Y'all know not to put water on a grease fire. Like they told me that in home ec. He puts water on it. He don't want to listen to me. You know, I don't know nothing. I'm dumb. Puts water on the flames. They shot up to the ceiling. That's smoke. That is smoke from the fire that he put. It had grease in it now, a grease fire. Shot up to the ceiling. And yes, girl, like if I'm not saying looking at my man's hand, but like he had like severe burns on his hand. And look, Mr. LSU knows he's a cook. He know you don't put water on no grease fire, bruh. And he had like severe burns on his hand, and I'm just like, baby, you're gonna have to get checked out. But man, I even told him like I'm so glad like you reacted as fast as you did, like because me when I see something that's like I don't know, bruh. I don't know how do you say it. When I see something that surprises me, I react slow. Case in point, I could see somebody doing something outside. Instead of pulling my phone out, I'm just like for a few minutes. You feel me? I'm just like so for him to react as fast as he did. Yeah, that's another time I almost lost my life. Clearly, because you see the smoke stains, or do you call them smoke stains? What y'all call them? I don't know what you call them, but the smoke indication still on the ceiling, bruh. So it's the second time I almost lost my life. Lost my life. Third time I almost lost my life. I don't really know if this is really like, guys, shout out to you guys for being in here. Game, I see you in here. Ina, I see you in here. Guys, I'm getting to the third time, but it's not just about me today, baby. If y'all have ever had a near-death experience, it is almost Halloween. It is a spooky encounter. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Gamma, thank you for shouting out my storytelling ability, because sometimes I feel like with me having ADHD, sometimes I'm just like, it's not coming out like I need it to come out. But guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you flood the chat with near death experience. The third time was kind of like I got no, not really. Why? I can't look at it right now, babe. So he said you got time for something. I said no, I do not. But the third time I had a near death experience was like when I first moved out. I was like 19. The guy I was dating. We had went and got some donuts, bruh. And bruh told me, Mr. LSU, you might know. Bruh told me like, man, these donuts are stale. Let's deep fry these things. And I didn't know any better, but I was like, bro, I don't think it works that way. These were like powdered donuts, y'all know. So anywho, he warms up the grease on the stove, and I bet you he dropped them inside of that grease. I kid you not. At this time, I was living in apartments. It was like not grease. Shit. Get right, Natalie. Smoke immediately flooded my apartment, and like outside in the like hallways they had hands off, how you doing fam, they had like these little smoke detectors. So when it flooded the hallway, it like triggered for them to automatically call the fire department. Boy, it wasn't a fire, it just flooded my apartment with smoke immediately, and it called the fire department, and they pulled up like what caused the fire, and I'm just like, he wanted to deep fry donuts that shouldn't have been deep fried. But yeah, that was the third time I almost died. Nothing other than that, nothing's ever car wreck, fire a couple weeks ago, and that happened when I was 19, but through the grace of God, nothing else has caused me to almost die. But guys, I'm curious, it's not just about me. Have you guys ever had a near-death experience? You're in love with black women? I love to hear that. Shout out to you, baby. You're really how fire. What do you mean by that, fam? Caress, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. I see I got a lot of moderators and a lot of people in the chat. Russell says John 3:16. Amen. Thank you for pulling up saying that. B said, damn. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, am I the only one? If I'm the only one with a near-death experience, I'm going to dabble into the time where I knew for a fact that there was a ghost in my house. I don't know, bruh. It's Halloween, bro. Y'all got to celebrate. All right? Let me know in the comment section. I know if y'all have had near-death experiences, just type yes in the chat. But if you don't want to type out the story, I get it. I know my storytelling's kind of good. I think it's medium, but some people say it's all right. Main in the building, if you need money. I seen you kicked him out. I don't know why they think me, a woman, a confident woman. I would never, as a confident woman, ever send a man money. But that's just me. Appreciate you guys pulling up on this Sunday. I hope you guys are having a Sunday. Mafoso said, let me drive you to Miami in my Cybertruck. I don't think my man would like that, but I appreciate the offer, baby. I'm in Tampa, so we're like 4 hours away, baby. Good presentation. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you guys pulling up. Yeah, I'm glad he's okay too, bro. He don't like to listen. He don't like to listen to me, boy. Hold on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Super chat, super stickers, and gifts are appreciated. If you're on the replay, thank you and have a great surprise to the host. Amen. Thank you, Gamma, for calling that out. I keep trying to say, if you guys are on the replay, let me know. Timestamp it. Have y'all ever had a near-death experience? Those on the replay, those are in the chat. Let me know. Corey's in the building. She said, yeah, on my trip to Costa Rica, I vlogged it. I crashed into a brick wall riding an ATV. Oh, my God, bruh. I'm glad you're good. Mr. LSU in the chat, moderator in the building. He said, hit the like button, turn on the notifications to catch up and coming streams, videos, live streams. I appreciate the love and support. Be respectful. Enjoy your experience. Amen. Thank you, man. I was knocked out for a while. I had to be rushed to the hospital. Dang, bruh. Wow. I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're safe. Where you going, sweetie? But so you need these? So you're going to your truck? I love you. Not another experience. Another, like, back to the story I was talking about the haunted house. So, because Corey, I think me and you look like the only two people in the chat that have these kind of experiences. So, all right, so I don't want to do a long story. I add the funny part at the end. All right. So my grandmother lived with me and my mom when I was like 16. She had Alzheimer's, right? So I posted a video on my channel. It was crazy. I'm going to pull up to it. Guys, check out Corey too. She's a content creator. You did also? Thea, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. If you feel free of writing it in the chat, I'm not trying to be all up in your tea, but I'm just interested. When I hear people have an experience like I have on planet Earth, I'm just interested to know what it is. I don't know. I'm nosy. But anywho, I had my appendix. I said aplex. Y'all know I'm kind of slow. I had my appendix removed at the age of 12. I don't know if you see my comment. I didn't see that. But Mr. LSU, dabble into, like, is that the closest you've had to a near-death experience, though? Like, did anything happen when they removed it? Or just that you were put under, so therefore, you associate that with a near death. But anytime you get put under, that is considered a near death experience, in my opinion. But back to the story of my grandmother. So my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and we took care of her from like when I was like 14 to 16, and she wound up passing away. So when she passed away, in my mom's house, my mom continued to stay in that house. Now, I had like moved out and like just came back as an adult to visit my mom. I think I wound up living with my mom for a little bit, but I tell you all that to tell you, man, my mom had converted the room my grandma passed away in to like a computer room. I don't know. It used to be my room, but when I moved out, my grandma got it. My grandma passed away in it. But now the computer was in there. Fast forward. I remember, I felt like every time, y'all know the throwback computers, because, I'm 39. This is at dial-up days, right? I remember every time I would be in this room, I would look this way, and it would be a hallway, right. So I remember one day, me and my cousin, like, were in there on the computer, da-da-da-da-da-da, and I kept feeling like, bruh, I swear, something was going by. And I would look, and I wouldn't see nothing. Boom, look. I would never be able to catch whatever was flying by. Guys, I'm gonna get into the chat. Y'all know I got ADHD. If I dabble into the chat right now, I'm gonna be in Africa somewhere telling this story. But anyway, something kept going by. I would look, not there. Look, not there. So finally, I said to my cousin, like, bitch, do you feel like every time, I don't know what the fuck it is, bitch. Every time I look over here, I feel like there's a shadow, but I can't ever catch it. So she was like, shut up. I do too. And it made me realize, or it made me think that had to be my grandmother, because, bro, I couldn't tell you. It would be like when I focused my energy here, boom, you would see a shadow, missed it. Here, boom, shadow, missed it. So I felt like that I felt like that was my grandmother, especially since she passed away in the chat. Guys, did y'all think it was a ghost? Let me know in the chat below. I'm going to read these comments because I got Thea in here definitely harassing me to read her comment, but I'm going to read it, baby. Give me 1 second. Nursery dropout. Has blessed me with everything but your number. Oh, it ain't going to happen, baby. On the way to the hospital, I was fading in and out of consciousness. I had to have immediately emergency surgery. Damn, bruh. I'm glad you made it, Mr. LSU, bruh. That's crazy. I almost died when my appendix was about to rupture. Maine and Mr. LSU, did y'all say the same thing, bruh? Kind of regarding the appendix. I'm glad you guys made it out, man. That's deep. Like anytime something like that, when it comes down, in my opinion, like a life or death situation like that, that's deep. That is you definitely surviving. I'm glad you guys overcame that situation. I've never been put in a situation like that. I don't know. I couldn't imagine what that felt like. I died as a newborn. What's that say, member? What'd you do, cuz? You joined the Nat Pack Gamma. You joined the exclusive members. I got a movie. Shit, Natalie, get right. I appreciate you joining, man. It means everything to me. Thank you for your support. I died as a newborn. I'm about to see 37 of like, you died when you was a baby, and then you're about to see 37 in October. You're about to have a birthday. I'm glad you made it, bruh. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think everybody has near-death experiences. I mean, but I'm glad everybody made it. My doctor told me to take Tylenol, shaking my head. So went to the hospital. Thank God I got there immediately. Amen, man. That's wild. Guys, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on your notifications to catch these up-and-coming streams. We appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for pulling up on the Sunday. JoJo, bless you. Bless you, JoJo. I had a somewhat paranormal experience when I was living with my granddad. He had dementia, see? Core, we got a lot in common, homegirl. That was the first time I learned about sleep paralysis when I was 12. Damn, bruh. I used to sleepwalk. I don't think that's really paranormal, but I'm going to get into my grandma, how she scared the shit out of me. I made it into a short. It was like one of my first viral shorts. I thought I was seeing things, but things got real. Shut up, Natalie. I thought I was seeing things, but it got real. Seen that before. Jacqueline, welcome back. I know you've been here before, cuz. I appreciate you guys pulling up. I'm glad everybody is safe. It was pain. I can imagine, bruh. I can imagine. Thank you, Gamma. I love you. I love you so much. It was at the point to where I was vomiting nothing but, oh my goodness, bruh. When I got to the hospital, the doctor told me if I didn't get there in time that I would have passed away. Damn, man. And I'm glad everybody has had a second chance at life, man. For real. Thank you guys for pulling up. I felt like he came home and went in his room. I heard the footsteps, the keys jingled into the door open and everything, and got up and realized I was home by myself. Oh my God, bruh. I can imagine. Oh my goodness, man. Hit the like button, guys. Mr. LSU. Both of y'all are survivors. Y'all need to connect, boy. Dior in the building, sliding in. What's up? Is this your first time in here? We're talking about paranoia activity. I'm glad you pulled up because you just be harassing my posts, bruh. LSU, oh my God, really? Glad you're okay. Boom, in the building, hands to the ceiling. You're stunning. You may have remembered me from yesterday's stream. Subscribe. McKenna, I'm glad you subscribed. I'm going to be real. My name's Natalie. I have ADHD, and usually it takes like 3 or 4 days of me seeing consistent patterns. But moving forward, I can tell you that I won't ever forget you again. The topic of the evening is near-death experience. Where can I get a mic like that? D Beats, I'm glad you asked. If you go into my bio, I got a link. It's going to say mic. You click it. It's going to tell you where I got this mic at. Click that link, Brad. It's different colors. Pink is not the only color. I can say that these colors change. You don't really have a input on it, but also it takes a Type C charger, so it plugs into my iPhone 16, and then it also has a Type A to plug into your computer. I called you Cardi B yesterday. Oh yeah, then I definitely remember you, McKenna. Guys, so back to the story of when my grandma almost like took me out. Let me tell you that story. If y'all have not liked and subscribed, I'm going live all entire month of October. I'm delusional, and I have a 40-hour job, but I'm going live, and I want you guys to continue my journey with me. But she scared the socks off of me because one day my grandma was looking outside. My mom had went to whatever, McDonald's, whatever. And I already knew my grandma had Alzheimer's, so or dementia. To me, they're kind of like similar, but she was hallucinating at this point in her in the stage in her life, right? So she's looking out the door. Again, I'm on the computer again, bruh. My back's turned to her, bruh. And I knew she would see babies. I knew she saw a lot of things. And I was like, okay with it at this point, because it was like, once you hear one story, you hear all of them. And I hear her behind me. I'm not looking at her, y'all. I'm on AOL. You know, I'm in one of these chat rooms. And I hear my grandma saying, ooh, they call me Shell. That's my nickname, y'all. Don't call me Shell, though. Y'all call me Natalie. But she was like, ooh, Shell. That man got a gun. And I'm thinking, golly, bro, here we go. I'm back in the chat room. I just ignore her. I'm like, yeah, grandma, mm-hmm. And she told me, I'm glad he's pointing it at you and not me. I'm glad he's pointing it at you and not me. Bro, when she was like at that time in a wheelchair, when I tell y'all, I wheeled her so fast into my room and shut the door and called my mom and said, where the hell are you at? You need to get here immediately. Scared the shit out of me, man. I called you Cardi B. I remember that. Maine. What's the word, G? It is what? Dior. That's the topic. Yeah. Tap that like button. Y'all tap at one time for your girl. Like and enjoy the live stream. I'm so hot, y'all. I think like I'm almost like at menopause or something because I'm just sweating. I'll see to the real ones. I believe we are only aliens on Earth. I seen a white one time, black ghost too. I think something, but I'm not going to get all spiritual because when I get spiritual, people think I'm on crack. But I somewhat agree to what you're saying, Jacqueline. Hit the like button, y'all. Turn the notifications on. What's up, LSU? Hey, Dior. AOL, Lord. Your girl old. Boy. She appreciates you all for being here. Thank you, Maine. I do appreciate everybody coming in. Welcome to the live stream. Today we're talking about Maine. Today we're talking about anybody who's ever had a near-death experience, a paranoia activity. I don't know why you block me, but this once again. I had about bad body experience. I saw God's face to face. He sent me back through a portal and told me to tell everyone he's coming back. Son, I can hear ghost and see. Cautions, bro. I didn't block you. I don't be blocking people. Sometimes, like, if you're kind of like out of line. Thea in the building. Oh, sometimes if you're kind of lying, welcome back, Thea, to the chat. People will, you feel me? If they don't know, y'all got to think the mods' jobs is to protect whoever's live it is, right? So if they feel like somebody is disrespectful, keep in mind, also, if they feel like someone's disrespectful, they're going to kick them out. And also keep in mind, my daughter came on here yesterday. She's 13. And she was saying, oh, you're glitching. And she thought it was funny, but she's 13 and she got kicked out. So nobody is safe here, bro. Not even my own daughter. So if some kind of line is somewhat crossed, I trust my mods to like call the shots. So I don't know. I felt sorry that it happened, but like realistically, I'm kind of put in the middle between two things. So if something seems slightly offensive, they're going to act on it. You feel me? So I feel bad that some people are kicked out. But on the other hand, I can see why the mods somewhat might be able to. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it accidentally happens. I've accidentally modded up a troll before. So I want to say I'm sorry if it does happen, but also I want to say like they skim read. Y'all got to think this chat is flooding up. A lot of times I can't even keep up. And if they see something that might seem like it's going one way and then it turns nice, you got to think a lot of trolls come in here, bruh. I'm not even lying. I'm not trying to act like I'm better than everybody, but for whatever reason, I was on someone's live the other day and they were saying it. They were like, bruh, um, Natalie has the most trolls. And so if they feel like something's going to be targeted sexual, I can understand where they're coming from, but also I can understand where you're coming from. But I hope you guys do accept my apology. Yeah, I can see you're no troll now, but sometimes it's an accident. Trolls like the hair dolls. Just playing. Dior, I'm glad you finally pulled up, but I'm sorry, guys. Anybody who's been kicked out and it wasn't. Sometimes, like, I ain't gonna lie. I used to have, like, I ain't gonna call him out. It's not Elvis, but Elvis is, usually on his game. But I do have one mod. I'm not gonna call his name out, but it's not Elvis that liked me. And so anytime someone said something slightly seductive, no, I'm not gonna have him doing that to you, Natalie. And it's just like, bruh, chill out now. Chill out, but guys, make sure you like the live. That's messing up your channel if they blocked your subscribers. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. If it ever happens, the only thing I could tell you guys, if y'all really like about these lives, I don't know. Some people really get jiggy with them. Just go into my bio and email me. Like, I check my email periodically. I act like Angelica's mom off of Rugrats. I'm always in my email. So, of course, if I feel like, they stepped the line, I don't have that problem ever. Hey, bro, we shouldn't have kicked such and such out. Let me, add them back. I don't ever have that problem doing that. Like 40 Boom, I know you're here every day just about, and I appreciate your support. But if anybody ever does get kicked out and I don't agree with it, but you got to also think sometimes it accidentally happens. I accidentally mod up a troll. It's really hard when you click a button. It sounds simple, but it's really, accidents happen, guys. You feel me? God, my face is sweating, boy. Why does it look like... Okay, my bad. ADHD, I'm very beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Pod Main said, please make sure y'all like and subscribe, please. My out-of-body experience, I went to the fifth dimension. I remember everything there. Saw two giant angels with eyes all over. Bruh, bruh. That made me think of... I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you and not give you your full attention. Thank you for studying... product by Rico Beats, but that made me realize another story. That's a deep story. Like, I think you have to be like really tapped in to go through that. Dope mic, matching the cap, lime green t-shirt with the pink fire. Your whole fit is dope. I appreciate you, CR. If y'all want a link to where I got this mic, please make sure you check out my bio. But let me tell y'all this story, bruh, that I'm glad, CR, you brought it up. I be getting jealous all the time. What are you talking about, AI? You get jealous all the time? What do you mean by that, though? Caution. But CA, what you were saying, like, let me tell you, CR, let me tell y'all this story. On the Orsha, gotta be tapped in. What do you mean by that, Dior? Y'all gotta, y'all know I'm kind of slow. Sometimes y'all gotta write full sentences for me to understand what y'all saying, because I'm not gonna say I'm the brightest crayon in the box. But my brother lived with me for a little bit, y'all, and I don't know what was going on. He had been gone for like 3 or 4 days, and this is when I wasn't working at that time. And I remember one day, he slept in the living room. He woke up, or I was doing dishes and I was looking behind me, and I'm not that I'm slow, but you feel me? Like, I just don't like broken up sentences. It's hard for me to understand what someone says when it's not a complete sentence, and maybe some people catch on pretty fast. So what I'm trying to say, your channel is cool, not the same thing, always different. I appreciate that. Your girl try to be different. But anywho, I'm doing the dishes, bruh. And I felt like he was sitting up, rubbing his temples like this. And I was like, bruh, you good? And he was like, I'm good. Fast forward. Bruh, I don't know what was going on. I'm gonna let y'all try to figure this out because I'm still like every time I still bring it up to him because y'all know I'm very outspoken. I'm like, bro, do you remember when you were doing this? Fast forward. He came up to me and was like, do you remember that a couple days ago you asked me? Ryan said, bro, you're good. He's like, do you remember a couple days you asked me if I was good? And I said, yeah. And I was like, yeah, because you look like you were tweaking off that pack, bruh. He was like, I went on YouTube and I typed in the fastest ways to open your third eye. And he played this frequency. I don't know, y'all. Listen. And so I'm looking at him, and I don't know if you guys know this, right? I don't know if y'all know this about me. If I'm perplexed about anything, people tell me my facial expressions tell what I'm really thinking. So when he's telling me this, I know I'm looking at him like, bro, what the fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him like, what the fuck you talking about? Anywho, he's like, I'm putting this frequency, the fast track, how to open my third eye. If y'all don't know what a third eye is, look it up. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh yeah, you did, but I know my face is like, bitch, what the fuck wrong with you? And he was like, so when you asked me that the other day, I was listening to the frequency in my headphones. My eyes were closed, and I promise you, I felt the carpet vibrate like a big giant jumped up and down, and it made a noise like, ugh. And I said, what the fuck you didn't let into my house, bro? Fast forward. Later on that night, I had a basement at this time. This is back in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? The fuck you didn't let in my house, bro? What the fuck you didn't let in my... Because I got kids. I got, a husband. So anyway, my bedroom was like right over the basement, bruh. And there was like some can of paint from when I moved in. Elvis in the building, moderator on deck. Elvis, we were just talking about you, bro. You must have picked that shit up. Anywho, I heard some like shaking can paints later on that night. Fast forward, bruh. I'm trying to think. I remember later on, like a couple weeks had passed, and I went to bed. And during this time, my mom lived with me, my brother lived with me, and my mom came in my room, knocking on my door, like, your brother is on something. The great finally arrived in the building. Finally, you made it. So anywho, my mom's like, you need to come out here and check on your brother. He's tweaking. I don't know why it's always a long hallway where I live at, bruh. There's more to the story now that I'm thinking about it. Anywho, I went, because, he's staying in my living room. I went in the living room. I kid you not, my brother is yelling at the top of his lungs. I swear to God, y'all, I'm not making this shit up. I didn't even think about talking about this today. My brother is yelling at the top of his lungs, Jesus, Jesus. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing, bro? Keep in mind, this is a couple days before, Incredible Hulk jumped in front of him or whatever he was on. So my mom, I'm sweating, I'm hot. My mom wound up taking him to the hospital. And my brother, I'm not trying to put his business out because I know this is the fabulous life of Natalie. We usually talk about Natalie and Natalie's experiences. But he had went to the hospital, wasn't too far away, bruh. And my mom said when he went in, I guess he was like, my brother's always had like what do you call it? What's the technical term? Get right. He can't sleep. Amnesia. He's always had amnesia, right? He would stay up like 3-4 days at a time. Bitch, I don't know how people do that because I suffer if I only get 5 hours of sleep. Fast forward, when they went in, like the security guards in the hospital, it was like late. She said, and he had a warrant out for his arrest at that time. He told me that he thought he heard the security guards saying, guys, make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe, because I'm really spilling my guts here, bro. Come on. Girl, sweating, got this ring light on my face. So he said that he heard the security guards say, like, we got a, you know what I'm saying, that's in here, and Chico in the building, hands to the ceiling. The great time in the building, hands to the ceiling. He said he heard on the walkie-talkie them say his name and say, "Oh yeah, he's got a warrant out for his arrest." He snatched the wristband off of his hands and he dipped out the hospital. Keep in mind, I was like 10 minutes away. He walked home and I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing here, bro? What are you doing here?" And that night it was like a full moon. And I said, what's going on with you, man? He's like, "Look at the moon. You don't see that look in the you don't see the devil's eye in the moon." I don't know what he was on. Fast forward. He wouldn't go to sleep that night, which that wasn't unusual because he had asomnia. So my mom, like I said, lived in the room with me. She told him, "Come sleep in my bed, bro. You tweaking. I don't know what's going on with you." So she said, and it's not funny, bro, but it's funny. She said, "Get in here and whatever, lay down, bro, here." And I had gave him like NyQuil. I don't know what to give him. It didn't work though. Whatever he was on, it didn't work. Anywho, she said that he said to her, like, she's like, "I'm about to turn the light off." And he was like, "No, mom, don't turn the light off." And she was like, "Why?" And he was like, "You don't see who's behind you?" She's like, "Who?" And we had like big curtains. And he was like, Lucifer's behind you. Lucifer." And I said, "What the fuck is you on, bruh? What are you on? What makes you like this? Like, that's not normal." Fast forward, bruh. There's more to this story, y'all. So every time, this is my oldest brother. So every time I see him, I'm like, "Well, you remember when you were seeing shit?" So anyway, fast forward, y'all. My grandma, I told y'all that passed away, that had Alzheimer's, had dementia. Bruh is telling me, I said, "Man, we're going to get into what it was, I think." Bruh was telling me, hold on, y'all. I'm hot. I think this is premenopause. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Anyway, bruh was telling me, like, I said, "Why was you calling out to Jesus?" And he said, "When I was calling out," it's not funny, y'all. It's not, but he was like screaming Jesus' name like somebody was electrocuting my brother, bruh. He said, "When I was calling out to Jesus, I was praying and I got in contact with grandma and I asked her to speak to Jesus for my behalf." I said, "How do you do that, bruh? How do you ask grandma to speak to Jesus on the behalf? How do you reach? What are you talking about, bruh?" But anyway, I had a neighbor that lived across the street, and I think he was on drugs. My brother was always saying that he's not married. He's 40. I'm not putting his business out there, but I kind of got to point this out to you guys for you guys to understand, what mental level he's operating on. 40 boom boy, I don't know. When I tell you I don't know, and I feel like he's somewhat embarrassed of it because, me being, I'm not saying I'm kind of like the most responsible one out of all of us. Me being the most responsible one, I'm going to check you when I see you. Like, "Bro, what the fuck was you on?" But anywho, that is wild, man. So anywho, fuck y'all. Y'all know I got ADHD. Shit, where were we at? The neighbor across the street said he was like doing meth. And my brother, he don't have kids. He's never been married. He's like 40 years old. He's never had his own house. He's never had his own car. And my brother is one of these people that I think he's always bored. He used to tell me, like, I got married. He did get married at one point really fast. It ended. He said because he was bored. So he seems like the type of person that does things because he's bored. So it wouldn't surprise me if he said, "Let me try meth. I'm bored." Now, if he ever pulls up in this chat, because sometimes he gets on here, y'all act like I never told y'all this story, all right? Because I'm going to be like, "Yeah, my brother's here." I got two brothers, but my brother is, my oldest brother is who I'm referring to. He's the only one that's been, he's the only one that, y'all, scared the shit out of me. When he was calling Jesus' name like that, like he was being executed, I literally tell y'all, like, I got to get away from the mic. Y'all know I'm naturally loud. But I was in my room and I heard him yelling, "Jesus! Jesus!" And I said, "What is he on?" I told my husband, like, "Bruh." And I'm the kind of person, it's not funny. And I believe, like, Don't play with the Lord. All right. I was raised better than that. But I am, on the other hand, the kind of person that makes everything into a joke. So I'm shaking my husband like, bro, what the fuck is he doing? Sorry, y'all. I believe in the Lord. Lord first, we're talking about the times I've been saved. We have been saved from a near-death experience. So I don't play with the Lord. But, bruh, I think it was the meth. I ain't going to kill. I kid you not. Man, what? Boom. I don't know. Man, that is wild. Gamma. I don't even know. Message. Love your mom. Oh, messenger. Love your mom for that. Helping your brother like that. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, bro, because y'all, even though at that time, your buddy, don't tell him, bro. Don't be like that. Don't be petty now. I know this is petty hour, but don't be petty, right? I didn't know what to do because even though, like, even though I wasn't working at that time, I've always been really busy. I've always had like 2 lives in one. Like even now, y'all know I do like 36 hours in Amazon. I say I do like 40 hours on YouTube. I had 2 kids. I was that kind of mom that even though I wasn't working, I was baking, doing PTA type you feel me? So I've always been really busy. The great one, bro, if you want to open up, I know you've been dying to get in this live stream. I appreciate you pulling up this one time, y'all, but we can open the topic to anything else. But yeah, I think that really like took me out. My mom says it all the time, like hindsight's 2020, but to think that stimulated from allegedly him going into YouTube and opening up his third eye and how I seen it. You feel me? I seen everything. I saw bruh sitting on the couch, rubbing his temple. And I said, are you good? And he was like, about that land life in the building, hands to the ceiling. Not meth. I don't know what that was, bro. I don't know. I've never tried meth. Yeah, my mom is a real one for that. Because I'm just going to tell you, bro, take this NyQuil and lay your ass down. That's what I'm going to tell you. But for her to say, get in my bed. And my mom is more animated than me, y'all. My mom is more animated than me. So my mom told me that story about, I wasn't in the room when she said, I'm going to get the light, and him saying, you better not do that. You better not. He's animated too. We're just all animated people. He was like, you better not do that. You better not do that. And she's like, what? Why not? Because Lucifer is behind you. She said, boy, if you don't shut up. Boy, if you shut up. Oh my God. My mom is really animated, man. But y'all, if y'all want to open up the discussion to something else, your buddy, you better not tell him, bruh. I hope you don't. I hope you're not like that. Because my rule of thumb is like, I usually don't spread gossip about other people. I feel like your story is your story and it's not my business to tell it. So yeah, he was having the Holy Ghost shut. I don't know what he had going on. CR, that's one thing I don't play with. I'm not looking that up. Oh yeah, I don't do it either. It made me not want to do it. That makes me, if anything to take away from this story, because I try to tell a story and then have a solution to it, that would make me not want to look that up. How he was acting, I am not motivated to look that up on YouTube, y'all. So welcome everybody to the chat. If you're catching this on replay, I appreciate you guys being here. Y'all know Sunday's not my normal day. If you're on the replay, guys, I got to talk to y'all in the replay. I'm trying to get the replay people more engaged. But what do y'all think about this story? I'm talking about the chat. I'm talking about the replay. Was that like, what do y'all think that was? Like, he's literally bragged to me about not going to sleep for like 5 days. I don't know how that's normal. But like I said, my life is so busy. I get 5 hours of sleep, and that's not enough for me, baby. That's not enough for me. That's one thing I don't play with. I'm not looking that up. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, CR. Elvis, did you slide out? I know you slid in. But why people think people be crazy just because they ain't experienced what they're... I don't think he's crazy for it. But I think them more. How you doing, baby? God first. Amen. God give you beauty and you carry it well, baby. Thank you, Jerry. I don't think he's crazy. But I think he's slightly embarrassed because, like I said, I'm out of state now, and I don't live in Kentucky anymore. But when I lived in Kentucky, and he's visited me one time since I moved to Florida, I would tell him, I appreciate you guys subbing. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I would joke with him and say, do you remember when you were doing that? And he'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. But that's the thing. Like, if you feel like you were having a spiritual awakening, because I believe in that, I've had my own version of a spiritual awakening. It wasn't like that. And I can share it. I'm not going to be embarrassed and say, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to shut it down. You feel me? I feel like him reacting by shutting it down is him slightly being embarrassed of whatever happened. Because if he was open to it, especially now, he's all about praising the Lord. If he was open to it, he would have said, especially because he's found his relationship with the Lord, he would have said, hey, you know what, Shell, Natalie, I feel like that day I had a spiritual awakening, but I feel like him, slightly being embarrassed, wanting to shut it down, is him not really having self-awareness of the situation. So if it's an experience that I can't relate to, I get it. I'm not shading him for that, but I would respect him more if he took the time to say, hey, bruh, because I was there from the beginning of the story. Incredible Hulk. When Incredible Hulk, Invisible Incredible Hulk, stumped on the ground, I was there. So it's not like I'm walking in at the end of the movie. I was there during the whole process. You feel me? So he should feel more comfortable sharing that experience with me. In my opinion, guys, like the live stream. Please turn on your notifications, select all, because I go live randomly. Mr. LSU, I appreciate you dropping that in the chat. Guys, we appreciate the love and respect the chat. Okay, I'm a mom. I'm a daughter. I'm a wife. So don't be in here on no sexual stuff, all right? Let's just, keep it on topic. But we can always change it if you guys want to. Maine said, thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you, Maine. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it. I love you already. I appreciate you, man. I try to be real as I can be, man. Come if you got real love for me, honey. Stay away if you got games and tricks. Believe in everlasting love. I want a woman that means everything she says. Jerry? Let's go straight Jerry Springer. Jerry. I'm married, Jerry. I can't be out there like that. I got a whole husband. I got a whole man that I love dearly. You feel me? So I appreciate the compliment, but I'm a married woman. I appreciate you pulling up. Guys, put the like button. I'm entertained by these stories. Gamma, you don't ever have... Y'all remember when they used to say, Jerry? I'm dumb. Gamma, you don't ever have crazy stuff that happen like that? That's why I think... I ain't gonna get all philosophical, but that's why I think like I'm spiritually awakened. I've said I've been spiritually awakened before. I've had a situation that made me, I believe, spiritually awoken. But I also think when you're spiritually awoken, you have like wild experiences like this in life. But I used to think that everybody was like me. I thought every bitch was like Natalie. Everybody had 25,000 stories. But when I do have friends that I tell them, they be like, nah, bro, that's just you. That shit don't happen to me, fam. But yeah, like weird stuff happened to me, man. And I praise the Lord for him giving me the courage to talk about it, because this shit's kind of embarrassing. Not everybody has this kind of confidence that's willing to share this kind of experience, bruh. So I see me reject that cat. I said that either I haven't experienced anything or I was traumatized and can't remember. Yeah, it's one or the other. It's one or the other. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. I remember sleeping, then I rolled over and saw an old lady standing over me, backing up as I turned, and the middle of the night. What do you mean by that, bruh? But yeah, I have a lot of got to cut out Dior. Oh man, I wish we could have had a real conversation, bruh. I would love to know who you are real life. You feel me? Behind the lens. But I'm glad you pulled up. Hope you have a wonderful day. Maybe next live, because I'm live all month for Nattober. Hope you guys are enjoying the story. If so, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to help me on my YouTube journey. My goal is to eventually quit my job to be a full-time content creator. Not just like YouTube and these type of, I don't know I call it like a little podcast. You feel me? I feel like I'm on my own little show, bruh. But might be my head just pumped up. But I'm on a journey of quitting my full-time job to become a full-time content creator. That doesn't just mean YouTube. I want like brand deals. I want to like replace my income so I don't have to keep going into that bitch, man. I'm not gonna say I hate my job. I'm appreciative that I have one, but it's just not. You feel me? I don't think it's where I need to be. Not shading anybody that has a 9 to 5, but I just don't think. I'm not saying I'm too good for a 9 to 5. I just feel like this is my calling. I think that's the best way I can say it without. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. You feel me? Keep going. One time I saw a lady walk through the door. Thea, you gotta do me a favor if you can. Like if you can just structure it. Junior in the building or JR. I don't know which one it is, bruh. You can do this. Yeah, I'm trying my best. We can't LOL talk about longevity of our people and T25. What does that mean though? We should discuss real things that happen with each other in real network. I don't know what that stuff means though. You got to tell me. Thank you so much, Kama. Be in the world, but not of the world. Amen. Okay, but you gotta let me know. Let me know. How you guys doing though? Let me know. Let me know. Hey Dior, if you want to tell me. But I am tapping in. My stories, I believe. I could be wrong, but I feel like all of my stories are not just me ranting. Don't get me wrong. Some people see a certain woman. I ain't gonna say what, and me saying, why did that lady sit on my lap, which is a true story. And think she's just being, you feel me, loud and extra. But to me, I've put boundaries in place to let people know that I don't tolerate disrespect. So I think that is a message. I feel like every story I do, T Money in the building, hands to the ceiling, moderator on deck, Mod Squad. I feel like every story I do, I give a solution. So I always tell people stand on business, protect their peace, don't take disrespect. But I think a lot of people are not familiar on how to do that. So if you're interested, like I said, I do have one-on-one boundary classes, guys. I do have an ebook on how to develop confidence. Check the link in my bio. But yeah, I feel like every situation I tell, every story I tell, there's a story and a solution. In my opinion, that's what I strive to do when I tell a story or a live. But guys, I don't know if y'all have anything else for me. I be acting like you getting scared of these stories. Tia, it's just I don't know, bro. The way I see it, I'm not scared of your stories, but I'm gonna be real with you because I try to be real. I'm trying to be real 100 all the time. For me, it might be me. We just brought it up. I feel like whenever there's a broken, I get it. You only have a certain amount of word characters when you type on a live, but if it's broken up multiple times, and then the chat's filling up, it's hard for me to focus on that. So, excuse me, if you wrote it out in a big paragraph, or not like a paragraph, but if you wrote it out to where it's not scattered, I can focus on what you're saying. It looks like to me, Zach, shout out to Zach. Zach, thank you for being here. Thank you for pulling up. It looks like to me, I wrote over and there was a woman behind me. Space. The chat fills up. She looked at me. Space. The chat fills up. I waved back. For me, I have to, maybe that's why people tell me I'm really good at storytelling. Shy, how you doing, bruh? How you doing? Hands to the ceiling, Shy in the building. For me, I feel like when I tell stories, I'll go in depth. You feel me? And maybe sometimes I feel like I'm providing too much details, but I tell so much details because I don't want someone to feel like, damn man, she didn't give me enough information. Let me follow up with it. I feel like when I tell a story, I lay that shit out flat and no one has any questions. They're just like, oh wow, did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Be a lawyer. What is that, 8 years to be a lawyer? I don't know, bruh. I don't know. I think it's past my peak. I love Speed. Thank you for pulling up. Come tell me a bedtime story, boo. I don't really do bedtime stories. I do real life experience stories. I just listen to your stories, the way you explain them. It's like I wish I was there. See? I try to paint that picture. Thank you, Terrence, for the compliment. Yeah, see? Gamma, I love the details. So for me, thank you guys for the compliments. I really do appreciate it. But for me, someone who tells stories, I capitalize on the details. So when I get, no disrespect to you, you feel me? No disrespect to you. But when I see your messages, it's like, and then the chat fills up, and then it's another sentence. And it's, to me, it feels like I don't have enough details to know what you're saying. So I feel like, and you don't have to bend your ways to, thank you guys, Terrence. Damn, bro. I'm like, how many times is he going to say this shit? I'm not disrespecting you in the way that you feel me, communicate, but to me, it's hard for me to understand what you're saying. And I get it. I'm talking and you're typing, but my email is inside of my bio. If you want to share me a story, I would love to read it, and then I can give you my opinion on it. Because I want you to feel valued, and I do appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate you being here, homie. But if you guys don't have, I don't want to keep saying that. I realize when I go live, I always say, if you guys don't have anything else, I'm about to leave, and then I'll say 45 minutes. No spamming either, bro. What? But I don't want to say it, but guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. But that's pretty much all of the near-death experiences I've had. I even went to, though. Because y'all know I don't know if y'all know, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. A lot of people don't know where Louisville is, but that's where Waverly Hills is. And that's one of allegedly the most haunted places in the world, because it's where, tuberculosis, where they cured tuberculosis, I want to say, and they morphed it into a haunted house. And I went there one day with my friends for Halloween, and they selected us to do behind the scenes, but I didn't see any like paranoia activity. So, you ever been to Waverly Hills, babe? He hasn't been. No spamming, guys. Enjoy the love. The King is here. Amen. The King is here. Lord is coming back. Amen. The Lord is coming back. I enjoy the streams all the way. Thank you so much, Mr. LSU. I appreciate you too, man. But yeah, I went inside behind the scenes. Me and my friends went one day, and they selected us to go behind the scenes. And they were showing us and telling us, because they believed the place was haunted. They were telling us the stories, and I didn't see anything that, to me, that stood out about any paranoia activity. But when we did go, we had like a couple drinks, but I didn't see anything that like stood out. So maybe it was the drinks, but I didn't see anything that like, you feel me? So I think also like all these life experiences, obviously I pass it on to my kids, but they don't want to hear me all the time. You feel me? But guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Make sure you turn on all your notifications. I saw a real witch floating down my street when I was young. No lie. Are you serious? How old was you, bruh? Tell us some more stories. I think, like, I always get on here and make, man, you be killing me, but on Jesus saints. I think that I get on here every day and usually tell a story. I know I'm going live all entire month of October. So now at this point, a lot of my stories were like repeated stories. I usually like just gravitate towards like the crazy ones in my life. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment, turn on your notifications for up and coming live streams and videos. I appreciate the love and support. Be respectful in the chat. Enjoy the experience. Amen, guys. Thank you for being here also. Thank you guys for pulling up. If you're catching the replay, let me get my riz on. If you're catching the replay, I appreciate you being here. We've been in here for 68 minutes. Double tap that screen. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. Weird stuff. The number one weird story I typically go to, which I know everybody in this chat has heard this story 55 times. But I feel like the more I tell stories, the better they get. It might be better this time compared to the last time. So one of the most, I don't know, what's it say? Gifted memberships are a great way to help build the Fab Life of Natalie's community. If you have been gifted, it is appreciated. If you continue your gifted membership after the first free 30 days. Amen. Thank you. What does that mean? Gamma, did you type that, bro? Gamma, I'm about to mod you up too, because you pull up every day and you're really supportive. Let me mod you up. All right, Gamba, you have been officially modded up. Welcome to the mod squad. I always tell people like, let's do this pledge where you raise your right hand and you say, there's a mute on the top. Make sure I didn't mute it. I solemnly swear to protect the Nat Pack and to kick people. You don't got to do it, but I just be joking and saying that. All right, so Rowdy, I'm just, y'all don't got to say it. I enjoy you guys. We enjoy you guys being here, man. So Rowdy, let me tell you the story of Maine. Thank you so much, bruh. She enjoys you guys. I enjoy you guys being here. Protect the Nat Pack. Yes, it means people can support your channel by gifting memberships. So did you gift a membership to somebody else? What is that, bro? I've never seen that message before. Let me know, Gamba, while I get into the story. Let me get into character. Rowdy, are you still here, bro? Because I don't want to tell the story and you dipped out. Let me know. Happy Sunday, Mama 3. Thank you for pulling up. Mr. LSU, I bet you think I'm... So Gamba gift, I don't know how it works. Rowdy, I'm about to fill you in, bruh. I don't know how it works, but Gamba just gifted somebody a 30-day membership to my exclusive members. I really appreciate you doing that, Gamba. So how it works is what's really trending on, there's like a really good story that's trending on there about, y'all got to pull up and check it out. I don't want to get all philosophical. Gamma, welcome to the mod squad. Yes. The last post that was reminder to the others that they can do the same. Also, they gift to others too. 50 likes. Let's go. Thank you, Mr. LSU. Rowdy, let me get in position. Let me get in character, right? Gamba, I appreciate you doing that too. I don't know if I said it, but I really do. I really appreciate you guys supporting me and being here and listening to me talk. Like I used to think, I ain't gonna lie, I used to think me talking, that was a burden, but I just felt like, bruh, it's gonna be good, Rowdy. Get comfortable. Get comfortable. It's gonna be good, right? And then when you get done, I want you to rate this story 1 to 10 because I can tell you firsthand you've never heard a story like this. All right, for real. Fill in the building. I solemnly swear to protect the Nat Pack with all of my YouTube live. Amen. Nat Pack. Hashtag Nat Pat in the chat. So I used to think me talking. Was like a burden because like sometimes like I'd be talking to my husband, I'd be trying to give him the details and he don't like to talk as much as I do. And sometimes he falls asleep. So I used to think, damn, bruh, why am I so philosophical with these stories? But happy Sunday. God bless everyone. But thank you guys for pulling up and listening to me. Not real bodybuilder. I used to be like, hold on, Rowdy, bruh. Let me do my thug dizzle, bruh. He be irritated. I'm telling him the story earlier. And he's like falling asleep and I on the bed and I had to like flick his feet like, bro, I ain't done talking. And he's like, anyway, so Phil, I think that was you that commented on the bodybuilder background. That was me when I was like in my top, you feel me? And that was when I was in my top Nat Pack shape. But Rowdy, I'm ready. You timed him out. I don't know what he did, but I trust you guys. So I don't ever want you to feel like I don't trust you guys and what y'all do. I wouldn't mod y'all up if I don't believe in y'all, right? I'm not going to even question it. Anywho. Rowdy, you ready? You ready? Hit the like button, y'all. Rowdy, let me know you hear me, bro, so I can get ready for you, bruh. I'm not going to have any more disturbance. I'm going to focus 100% on this story. Let me know you in here, though, bruh. Hi. All right, fam, you ready? All right. Let me get my water in me. Me. During this time, I worked at Amazon and I was doing Herbalife. I don't know if you're familiar with Herbalife, but this is like a shake shop. Boom, boom. This shake shop, you're like kind of like you sell shakes, you sell teas, you help people lose weight. There was a lady who done the same thing. Like we were selling the product to help people lose weight. Boom. I had told this lady who was just like me. My job was like when I got there to go out, bring people in, to train them, to help them lose weight, have to get them to buy this product. And multiple people were like this. So fast forward. I was telling, because this is like before I was like really involved in YouTube, right? I didn't have nobody to talk to. I had my husband, but y'all know he don't listen. So this lady was kind of cool. I started training her. She wound up joining the team and wound up selling the products like I did. And I was telling her how, like, I'm from Kentucky. I was telling her how I had a woman that was interested in me, but I'm married, right? So it was like the moment I told her that, I don't know if a light switch, boom, I don't know what happened. But I remember that we would decorate this shop. And guys, thank you for being here. I'm in the story with Rowdy. I want to say thank you everybody for pulling up. Listen, this is one of the craziest things that's happened to me. You guys have probably heard it before, but he hasn't. Rowdy, I want your rating at the end of this story. So I told her, this another lady had liked me in Kentucky, but to highlight it, just so you can know how crazy that was, me and my husband had separated for a little bit. He's Cuban. He had went to Cuba and for COVID and got stuck in Cuba for like a year, right? And I felt like this woman pretended in Kentucky. Now, this is not the Herbalife lady. The lady in Kentucky, I was telling the Herbalife lady the story. I was telling her how, she pretended to be my friend. And I thought she was cool at first. But like we started going out to eat as friends. And she started saying weird shit to me. She would say shit like, when we go out to eat, the waiters think that, we're a couple. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, they don't. Fast forward. She started telling me like, why do you dress like that? Everybody thinks you're gay. And I'm like, no, they don't. Nobody think I'm gay. Everybody know that I like the stick. You feel me? And what really like ultimately separated me and this girl in Kentucky, I'm telling the Herbalife lady this, right? So she's aware of everything I'm telling her. What really like separated was like my husband came back from Cuba. We wound up, getting back together. And I noticed the moment I text, the lady I thought was my friend that was saying all the gay or you're gay, everybody think you're gay. I thought she was still my friend. She got jealous when I texted her. And when I started working with her again, she started to like, just like, how's your man? Are you da-da-da? I started posting pictures of my man on Snapchat. She would go to my Snapchat and view my stories. Like, she started to get jealous when I would call him during lunch. She would say, like, why are you being so secretive? You know what I'm saying? She liked me, bruh. And another manager confirmed she liked me. She liked me. I told the lady at Herbalife this stuff because I thought at that time, that was the weirdest thing that ever happened to me. But even in Kentucky, it snows in Kentucky. We would leave work some days. When I was still friends with that lady in Kentucky, one day she was like, I don't feel like driving home. She had lived like 30 minutes away and I lived like 12 minutes away. And I was like, I'm still thinking, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. This is before my husband came home. I was like, you can come to my house if you want to. You feel me? I'm thinking you're going to sleep on the couch. I didn't tell her that. I was like, if you don't feel comfortable driving, you can come to my house. And she was like, where am I going to sleep? And I'm thinking, bitch. I said, bitch, the couch. She says the guest is supposed to sleep in the bed. She would sometimes tell me like, I'm not gay, but if a woman looks fine, you feel me? I gotta have me a bad bitch, but I'm not gay. And I'm thinking, bitch, I stopped talking to her. Told the lady at Herbalife this story. So for me to tell somebody, another woman, that another woman is acting weird, like she liked me. So what this lady does, Rowdy, baby, I'm talking to you, it's going to make you be like, what the fuck, Natalie? All right, let me get in position. Right? Started training her, and I realized, like, at Herbalife, we had monthly events. Like, they would try to hype you up to sell more products, right? She had said, because she was newly joined to the team, she was like, Natalie, this is before she was weird. She was like, do you mind if I ride with you? And I was like, okay, cool. So, anywho, we would decorate the shop with, like, if it was Christmas decorations or backdrops. If it would happen to be Valentine's Day. So we decorated the backdrop for Valentine's Day, right? I kid you not. I asked the shop owner, like, bro, I want to get in front of this backdrop. Do you mind taking a picture of me? And he was like, I got you. When I sat down in the chair, this lady said, Natalie, do you mind if I get in with you? I didn't think the bitch was going to sit on my lap. Bitch sat on my lap. You got to think, even though I'm saying this is like a shake shop, it's really like a place of employment, bruh. You feel me? It's a business. She sat on my lap, and I'm thinking, last week I just told you that I had this one bitch doing this weird shit. What the fuck? That's what I'm thinking. When she sits on my lap, she puts her arm around me and she whispers in my ear. And I swear to you, it sounded like it fucking echoed. She said, I hope your man don't get mad. And I'm thinking, bitch, what the fuck? What about me? I'm mad. I just told you I ain't with this shit. No disrespect. If a woman likes a woman, that's your thing. But I don't like women. I've always been a woman. I just don't like it. I don't like men, bruh. I like men. Fast forward. When she did that shit just kept echoing in my ear for like 2 weeks. You feel me? I hope your man don't get mad. I hope your man don't get mad. And I would realize, I would go here after work. She would go there after work and we would sell these products. I realized that she kept being on me. Like, I don't know how to describe it because I've never had this happen to me, but I felt like she was like craving my attention to the point we made shakes and mega teas. I don't know if y'all know how Herbalife works. Oh yeah, but listen, Rowdy, I ain't done, bro. I ain't done. Let me give you all the details like a bad bitch does, right? At this business, we sell, guys, make sure you subscribe. If you're new here, I'm sorry. I'm trying to prove my point to Rowdy. I appreciate you being here, Rowdy. I appreciate you listening to me, dude. I really do. But listen, I felt like after she sat on my lap, she was like craving my attention, meaning like we sold these mega shakes, these mega teas. I don't know if y'all know how, Herbalife works, but that's how they work. You make these shakes, you make teas, customers come in, you go out, you sell the product. Anywho, she had been there for a couple months, but she was like, Natalie, can you show me how to make a shake? Grown ass 40-year-old woman with 2 teenage kids. Can you show me how to make, Natalie, your shakes look so good. And I felt like she was on me like white on motherfucking rice. She was on me. It was to the point when I would see her, I was instantly irritated. And I didn't check her ahead of time because we had that event coming up. We had like a lady spa day coming up where we were trying to push this product. And I had told the shop owner what she was doing. He just said, Natalie, it's not the right time. But I already know, me being who I am, I like to talk. I'm very expressive. And for me not to say how I feel, for me to be silenced, it makes it build up for me. Fast forward. It was like a night or two. It was like the week of the event. And we had karate class because we had all this stuff like lined up. I was closing up the shop. The shop owner was gone. And I had started to distance myself from that lady because I couldn't check her. They didn't want me to go off on her, right? They told me not to go off on her. But the event was later on that week. Gamma, I'm glad you said that. Let me dabble into that, Rowdy. Hold on, bro. The fact that Gamma said that, how do you not know how to make a shake? The thing is, at that time, my youngest daughter was 11, and I was even teaching her how to make shakes, how to make these teas. So if I went out and got a customer, I would send a customer to the shop, my daughter would make their shake and their tea at 11. So if my 11-year-old can make it, then bitch, why the fuck can't you make it? It was the fact that she just wanted my attention. Fast forward, I'm closing up the shop. Keep in mind, Rowdy, I worked at Amazon where I had to be in at 1:20 in the morning. I was staying at this shop to 7 p.m. So I'm tired. I'm extremely tired all the time. I don't know why I was doing this to myself, but I was. Fast forward, that event is later on. That event that I need to pass to check her ass is later on that week, right? I had told her the beginning of the month that she can ride with me because she was acting normal before she sat on my lap. So she's like, where's the shop owner? I was like, he told me to lock up. I'm just waiting for her to leave, bro. I'm really short with her at this point. I don't want to talk to her. I'm mad. And and I can't say anything. So finally, she's across the room. She says to me, Natalie, are you still giving me a ride to that event? Whatever, in a couple days. And I said, no. Y'all see me, I'm bubbly, right? I'm a bubbly personality type of person. I said, no, just like that. And she's like, why not? And I said, Benita, shit, I didn't mean to say her name. Fuck. I'm like, girl, I can't deal with you. You're irritating me. I'm good. She was like, but I thought you told me I could. And I just made up a lie and told her, my family's coming, bruh. I can't, my family's coming. I don't have room. I kid you not. She stands up, walks over to me again, and says, what if I just sit on your lap again? And I pushed her off of me and I said, I swear if you do not leave me alone. Fast forward, we went to the event. I got recognized for a lot of things. For whatever reason, I was really good at selling. Fast forward, after the event, it was to the time where I could check her. So when I checked her, I told her, I wanted her to think, because y'all know I'm like really nice and happy and stuff all the time, but I didn't want her to see that side of me. So I started thinking about at work, Amazon, what can I tell this bitch for her to leave me the fuck alone? What the fuck can I tell her? Because I'm always nice. I'm telling you, I'm always nice. I'm always nice. I'm always smiling. And I felt like, I felt like me being nice and smiling gave her some kind of hope, even though I didn't like her. You feel me? So fast forward, the day I checked her, I said, what can I tell this bitch? And I thought about it. And I channeled into that energy. Y'all know I'm good at communicating. At least I think I'm good at communicating. I said, what can I tell this bitch? And when I thought about it, I was at the shop. I had seen her pull up. And I said to myself, man, when this bitch pulls up, it puts me in a bad mood. And I said, I'm going to tell that bitch that when you pull up, you put me in the bad mood. Fast forward, it was my first day after the event. Rowdy, I hope you still here, baby. It was the day of the event. She put her hand on the door. I was already standing in the door. And I said, I'm going to pull her outside because this is a business. It's professional. I said, can I please talk to you real fast? And she was like, yeah. She goes around the corner. And I said, look, man, I had to channel my anger. I looked at her and said, look, a couple weeks ago, you sat on my lap and you tried to do it a couple days ago. I don't appreciate that shit. I told you one time I had a lady who liked me before and I don't like women and I don't like it. She tried to say, Natalie, I'm not going to say where's she from? Shut up, Natalie. But she tried to say like, oh, my bad. I didn't know. But, something happened to me like when I was younger with a woman. I don't like women. And I said, I don't give a fuck. Quit fucking touching me. Quit doing shit. Quit craving my attention. Quit asking me to make shakes. Said it just like this, bro. My edges are sweating off, y'all, but I'm sweating. But I looked at her and I said, look, bitch, I'm not playing. I don't play with you all the time. I'm stumping my foot. And I said, I want you to know that your fucking face puts me in a bad mood. When I see your face, I'm instantly mad. Quit talking to me. If it's not about fucking customers, if it's not about this, don't fucking talk to me. Your face puts me in a bad mood. When I told her that, bruh, it's not funny, but I could see her squint her eyes at me like, what? Like, she couldn't even process what the fuck I was saying. She was just like, and that's what I was trying to do. I was intentionally trying to hurt her feelings to the point where, but Rowdy, we ain't done yet, baby. We ain't done yet. To the point where she needed not to ask me any more questions. You said, me, okay, DMX. Okay, DMX. Yes. I needed her not to ask me any more questions. Guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Fast forward. Rowdy, let me know you here, boy, because you got to hear the rest of it. You got to hear the rest of it, bruh. Let me know you still here. Regardless, we're still going to tell the story, guys. But this specific story is for Rowdy. Where you at, baby? You gone? Rowdy, did you dip out? Anywho, let's continue. Hopefully he's still here. Hopefully you're still here, Rowdy. Anywho, tap that like button. Yes, Rough Rider. Yes. Where was she from? I'm going to tell you, Rowdy. Wait, baby. Ronner, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell you. I don't want to offend people, bruh. Share her story, man. Yeah, man. Thank you, bruh. Listen. So, I don't know. I know, Sarah, you probably heard this story, man. You probably heard this story, too. I know Mr. Ellis, you probably heard it, too, because this is like one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me. So, after I tell her that, I'm kind of embarrassed because, you work up clientele working at Herbalife. So I would see, reoccurring clients. It's a lady walking this strip to come in here to get a tea. And I just clocked out on this woman telling her your face, you know what I'm saying? Brought me out of character. And I usually don't like getting out of this character because y'all know, like, when I'm in this character, I'm in this character, but I wanted her to know that I did not appreciate it. That and her constantly trying to sit on my lap and, honey, how you make a tea, Natalie? Natalie, I'm Natalie. Like, I just got tired of it, bruh. You got to think, when I was at this shop, my main objective it's like a quadrangle, right? Hopefully, I think quadrangle is a universal language. I had girl, boy, rowdy, ding, 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 ding. You are the winner. But I had to walk this quadrangle to get clients to come back to cash out. So a lot of the time I was out making money, bruh. I would walk out, grab somebody, sell them a product, go out and get another one, right? So I was even barely ever in the shop. So for me to feel that smothered, bruh, why? Because I'm not even in the shop that much because my main objective was make money. Fast forward, bruh, listen, after I clocked out on her, she went inside the shop. You probably knew who it was, Rowdy, because of my accent. She went in the shop and said, I got to go. I can't be here anymore. I can't be. Natalie brought her out of character. A quadrangle is like a strip, like a plaza of a whole bunch of different businesses. So you got to think this is Herbalife. We're all about selling products, like healthy products. There was a gym close by. So there was a lot of potential clientele. So I spent a lot of my time standing outside, soliciting people, and bringing them back into the shop. So anywho, she came and gathered all of her products, was like, I got to go. I can't be here no more, Fast forward. What happened? You talking to me, sweetie? Do you know what story I'm talking about? Oh. Like a strip mall, yeah. Like a quadrangle is basically a strip mall. Maybe that's in Kentucky lingo, the quadrangle. Anywho, fast forward. She went back, gathered all of her products. Guys, thank you for liking. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you're new here. She told the shop owner, which I already told the shop owner, today is going to be the day I'm going to clock out on her. So he was already, and he didn't really care because I was bringing him all of his clientele. Like, the way that Herbalife works is that, my points I earn go to my supervisor. He was my supervisor. When I say my main objective was to make money, all of the money I was making, he got the points. So to me, I was his breadwinner. So he was basically on my side, and she really wasn't even, as you could tell, wasn't worried about getting clientele because she was too busy on me. Anyway, what did she say? That, like, boy, I'm telling you, I wanted to slap out. We're not going to be, you feel me? We're not going to be violent. But what she said to me, so she had took off like 2 or 3 days. She had took off like 2 or 3 days, I guess, to mentally evaluate herself, to get herself together, right? Because I told her, your face puts me in a bad mood, right? That's not a normal thing people say to each other. Boy. So on a Sunday where she knew the shop owner wasn't going to be there, on Sundays, I ran the shop. And we had like gym equipment. I was in there working out. Can y'all tell me why I hadn't talked to this lady in 3 to 4 days because she took a leave of absence from me clocking her? Do you know she comes in? Let me show you, Rowdy. Hold on, bro. Let me show you what she says. Hold on. She comes in on her phone and she says, Natalie, where's the shop owner? And I looked at her and said, I don't know. I don't know why you would be even interested in talking to me if I told her. Why are you even talking to me if the last thing I told you is your face puts me in the bad mood? If somebody told me your face puts me in a bad mood, if I seen them, I wouldn't have anything to say to them, boy. Why are you talking to me? Fast forward. Comes in, Natalie, where's the shop owner? Knowing good and well he's off on Sundays, right? And I'm like, he's off on Sundays. She comes in, looking at her phone. She sees me working out, and she's like, oh, my God. I can't believe this. Sarah, you never heard this story? I'm sure you have, bruh. So I look at her. I'm working out, y'all. Remember, I'm standing on business. I look at her, and I said, what? What? What is it? My friend just invited me to a swingers party. Why? 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 Why is she doing that? 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 Rowdy. Why? What would make you say that if I told you 3 days ago, stop talking to me? Your face puts me in a bad mood. What would motivate you to say, I cannot believe my friend just invited me to a swingers party? What would motivate you to say that? So I think she liked me. That was her way. That was her way. That was her way of trying to get me in. I don't know. But I wound up clocking out on her again. And it was like when I clocked out on her the second time, weeks had passed. I'm like, I'm leaving. When I was leaving the shop, I would give everybody fist bumps, excluding her, not her. And she would say, she would still stick her hand out. Like something was like, something, I don't know what it was, but that girl was not right. When I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe I'm just so confident that, bro, someone told me your face puts me in a bad mood. I'm not going to have anything else to say to you. But the fact that she kept leeching on to it, like even like there was a Papa John's next door. Sorry guys, it's the water. It was a Papa John's next door. And so during that time, like I was able to like work out and go get a pizza. And she would just, well, how do you, even after I clocked down on her, how can you stay skinny, Natalie? And you like what's going on, bruh? What kind of self-love issues you got going on? Because the spirit of lust and homosexuality is really aggressive. I feel that, Rowdy, but like when I asked her nicely to stop, she swore up and down, which I know, come on, bruh. If I'm feeling like, especially if I have another experience from another woman, now I see all these signs. I don't know why these women gravitate to me, but my thing is, I told her another woman was interested in me. I don't like women. And she said, I don't like women either. Something happened to me. I don't know. I think when I was younger, I can't really recall, but a woman liked me and she kissed me and it made me feel a way. I don't want you to feel that way. I get that. So after I told her your face puts me in a bad mood, she's like, I don't want you to feel that way. Actually, I'm skipping a part. I'm going to be real with you. I'm skipping a part. After I told her your face puts me in a bad mood, I started distancing myself from her. Before I told her your face puts me in a bad mood. Let me get right. Before I told her your face puts me in a bad mood, when I started to distance myself from her, she came up to me and she said she knew I was like being very short with her, extremely short. Everything was yes, no, right? So she was like, I wanted to see if something was wrong. But what really stood out to me in the conversation was she was like, you used to talk to me, now you don't. But she was like, I value your friendship and I don't want to lose you as a friend. Like I had only knew her for like 2 months. Like, so to me, like, what are you talking about? You value my friendship? That to me seemed very weird. Obviously, later on, I told her, your face puts me in a bad mood and I yelled at her. But guys, I'm going to read the chat. But Rowdy, I asked you, you feel me, to rate this story, bruh. I told you that's one of the craziest things that's happened to me, guys. If you're here and you heard this story, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Sarah said, oh, she likes you. Yeah, she loves you. Yeah. Everything was Natalie. And that was the thing. Like, the last time I talked about this story, like, I want y'all to imagine I'm looking at you. Fuck, that's not the right way of saying it. Hold on, whoa. Hold on, let's do this. Let's do this. And this is where I started to realize, like, oh, bro, something wrong with you, right? Keep in mind, right? This is the shop. This is where this stuff happened at, right? So I want you to imagine, like, y'all see me in the pink hat looking at me, right? But imagine someone behind that bar, right? Behind that bar. So when I would be talking to, like, this blue Natalie, let's pretend that's a customer, right? Let me start over. I'm behind the bar. Natalie in the blue shirt's facing me, and I'm taking Natalie's order, right? So where I'm sitting at now in the pink hat will be her. And I promise you guys, I kid you not, if I would be talking to a customer y'all know I'm like bubbly. I don't want to keep saying that y'all know because I don't want to like force you to think I am. I'm really bubbly and I always put like emphasis on my personality. I call it personality. Didn't even mean to that time. But I would see her glaring at me and she would tell me like, "Oh, I'm looking at you this way because I'm trying to understand." Because I was getting all of these sales. I was like the top seller of Herbalife in Florida. I had never had a sales job before a day in my life. Kid you not. She tried to say I did, but I told her I was a manager at McDonald's. The only selling at McDonald's I'm doing is baby. You want to make that medium fry, a large fry? That's the only sell. I've never sold anything. But she loved my personality when I would bring people in, how she would stare. I would see her stare at me in amazement, like googly eyed. And one day, like I said, why do you stare at me like that, bro? Are you good? And she was like, well, I'm trying to learn how you talk to these people like you've known them. I said, I can't teach you that, baby. God blessed me with this gift to talk to people. I can't teach you my gift. I think you either got it or you don't have it. Check in the comments, guys, but let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Smash the like button. Am I Nicki Minaj? That's my sister, bruh. Guys, follow the channel. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe if you like the story. Rowdy, I'm going down, baby. I want to see what you said. Would you rate this story if it's crazy? Sarah said like, comment. Thank you, Sarah. Moderator on deck. She loved me, bruh. She loved me. She wanted to do everything like me. And what's so wild also that I left out is that the shop owner that got her, because we grab them and we keep them as clients, right? That's my client. He told me, there was two shop owners, one dipped out. The one that dipped out told me, I'm going to give you her because something don't seem right. I don't know what it is about her, but yeah, bro, pass her on to me. Anywho, fast forward, since she became my client, allegedly, even though I wasn't making money off of her, I was just training her for briefly. I would text her, and I text all of my clients this, bro. I would text my clients like, good morning. I would send them, whoever bought the product from me, I would send them this message. Good morning. Today's a good day. Don't forget. I would give them a motivational quote. Then I would say, don't forget to take your products. Do you know in return, keep in mind, when she got on, she started being like me, a coach is what they call us. She started sending me the same exact messages and putting her own little spin on it. I don't know if it was just because she was jealous. I don't know if it's because she had a personality. She wanted a personality. But she even told me, y'all, I promise you I'm going to get into the chat. Like the first time. Oh, she done some other weird shit too, bro. These two stories, and then I'm going to get into the chat. I promise y'all, I'm sorry. I got to finish what I started. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys being here. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I promise you guys, I appreciate you being here. And I promise you guys, I'm going to read all the chat. But the first time I trained her at the gym, see, she had hearing aids. And I didn't know. Her hair was really long. I'm not going to lie. She was a pretty woman. You feel me? But I don't swing that way, but she would wear her hair down to cover her hearing aids. So the first day we went to the gym together, because I was her trainer, she told me like, man, I'm having issues with this guy and I don't know why, he don't like me. But obviously we found out the solution to the problem, right? She tried to say, I don't know if it's because I have hearing aids. I don't know if it's because I have these girls, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he likes me. And then she was like, well, don't ever go into the shop and tell the guys there, because the guys who owned the shop were two guys. Fast forward, in the heart of her craving Natalie's attention, right? Like I said, she was an attractive female, but in the heart of her needing my attention and me being extremely short with her, she had said one day I walked in, Natalie, I got to tell you something, even though I was like, on that bitch don't talk to me mode type energy. So finally I was like, what is it? She was like, a guy came in here yesterday trying to talk to me. And then the shop owner came in and she's like, shit, I can't tell you. Never mind. Here comes Reggie. That was the guy's name. So finally Reggie comes in and she acts like Reggie finishes whatever the fuck she was saying. She made it seem like it was a secret from Reggie, right? But when Reggie comes in, Reggie's like, oh, Ashley, are you going to talk to that man? And she was like, shh, no, like, golly. But it's like, why are you trying to make it seem like it's a secret from me when he knows what you... I don't got time. Like, that's why I protect my peace. That's why, like, I can't, I won't deal with it, man. And there's a lady like that at my new job, guys. I'm reading the chat now. I'm keeping my promise. She loves you, Sarah. That's what I think. Could have been some mental health issues. Gamma, I think the same thing, bro. Something was not right. I've never seen you again. I won't be mad at all. That's what it was giving. Tell someone they have a bad. Yeah, man. That's. I had to tell her, Terrence. The worst. I had to tell her. I wanted her to feel, even though it didn't work because she invited me to a swingers party. She still was like Natalie, 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 Natalie. But I don't know what it was wrong with her. And I remember even after I told her, I guess I shouldn't have done it because I felt like every time I did these things, every time I gave her any slight bit of attention, like if I came in and said hi, I felt like she thought there was some kind of hope there. But I regret that one day because all of her shake mix and stuff was in the shop, and she wasn't making that many sales. I remember one day I got a guy to come back and buy this product, her shake. I sold her shake, right? I didn't think she was going to come in, but when I sold it, I gave her the money. Do you know she hugged me and she literally said the rest of the 3 hours we were at the shop, "Oh, I know you don't like women touching you. Oh, I'm sorry. I know you don't like this. I know you don't like." She just said it over and over. Like, something was wrong with her, y'all. I'm being dead ass. Something was wrong with her. She thought she had one. Yeah, she don't. King of Kings, man, I don't know what it was because the spirit of lust and homosexuality is really aggressive. That stuff was extremely aggressive. That stuff was, she wanted to eat. Negative. True story, I swear. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe. She probably wants to be like you. She's a grown woman, though, King. She was like in her 40s. Not saying that it's not, possible, but she was in her 40s. Had 2 teenage sons. So, like, for her not to be tapped in with her identity at that age, I can understand if it was like a 16-year-old. At 16, I really didn't know who I was. I was a completely different person than what I am now. But for her to be that grown and not know who she was and try to copy me and duplicate my text messages, to stare at me talking to customers, to try to mimic my style. I even, like, whenever I would sell product, it would be like $100, y'all. But I would make an announcement like, Natalie's on her health journey, guys, and clap. Whenever she started to eventually sell products, she started doing the same thing. And I'm just like, are you good? According to the Bible, read the story of, and oh, yeah, I will. But I just wanted to see what you thought. Rowdy, a woman could never be a man's point blank. I like men, boy. I mean, no disrespect, but like I said, like, she knew it. It wasn't like it was a secret. I had to literally told her the story of Kentucky at least 1 week earlier of how another woman was interested in me. And she just kept telling me, like, when I was telling her the way she would react to the story, I felt like she was like, "Oh, wow, Natalie, like, man, you didn't see the signs, that was her. That's how she was acting. "Oh, man, you didn't see the signs, man. Like, Natalie, come on, you didn't see. I didn't know you were going to be just like her. You were worse than her, actually. That lady wasn't sitting on my lap." Hey, guys, Gamba said you can purchase a membership to support the growth of this channel. This helps to plan and provide exclusive membership content, and your name will be in the green screen. Y'all see that? Y'all want y'all's name in the green screen? Like Gamba, make sure y'all sign up for that exclusive member where there's more stories like this. There is like a part 4 coming out today of an issue I'm going through with my daughter that I don't even talk about on here. So Gamba, if you want to start with a story, part 4 is coming out today. It's a good story, and I really appreciate you signing up for the exclusive members. King of Kings said, right. King of Kings said, right, I'm perplexed. They don't have what it takes. But if you call her baby, that could be a part of the problem. Yeah, but I didn't call her baby. I don't even use baby in my vocab. I'm just, some days if I'm really in depth to what I'm saying, I'm gonna be like, baby. But I felt like people like her, my own self-diagnostics test, because I took psychology for 2 semesters, and I'm not a psychologist, but y'all know a lot of these stories and stuff, I get like really philosophical. I like to put myself in the other person's situation. I think with her issue was that she lacked self love to the point where she wanted self love. And y'all know, like I've talked about it before, anytime like someone talks to me or whatever, I really give them my undivided attention. I really listen. I know I talk a lot, but I also listen well as well. So I think she craved that attention of me listening to the point when it made her interested in me. But I think people that suffer on that frequency of self love, that it could be a dog. She would fall in love with a dog. It would be a cat. She'd fall over the cat, a snake, anything that's given her that kind of attention. And like I said, I'm not going to lie, she was attractive. She was a pretty woman, but I just think she wasn't in the right headspace, man. And she irritated the crap out of me. She is you. And she is you. And what do you mean, Sarah? She is you in her head. What does that mean, bro? Roll call, guys. If you're in part of the Nat Pack, let me know where you're from. Let me know if this is your first time clocking in. No one likes you, lady. Bro, it was annoying. Reggie, that was his name. Reggie's messy. Stop it. I'm like, I hope she sings it. Sings what, Sarah? I'm probably light years up. I'm probably way behind in these chats. Damn, no invites. Me, shut up, boy. Don't do that. It was so uncomfortable, man. Like to be. I've said this because there's somewhat of a situation now in my building, but now since I've been through this experience, now I know how to maneuver it. But there's somewhat of that same situation in the Amazon I'm in now of a lady, but like skirt, I just cut her off. Now I know how to maneuver it. But it's so uncomfortable to be trapped in a building with someone for like 10 hours, 8, 9, 10 hours. You know, you have to be there. You have to make money. And the whole time you're there, it feels like you're being tortured. I feel like nobody should. That's sexual harassment. And that's one of the things I told her when I even checked her. I was like, bro, this is sexual harassment. Don't get me wrong. These shake shops are independently owned. But I said, me working at Amazon, if you sat on my lap in the break room or anywhere, do you know that's sexual harassment? And she's like, no, it's not. Just, bruh, I don't even got. When someone is not willing to understand or see at all, I'm done. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you, even if I think it's sexual harassment. If I'm telling you I don't like it. And then she said, well, I did it because I was happy. I sat on your lap because you were happy. What does that even mean? You're operating out of that emotion. So like anytime I'm happy, I should go around sitting on people's. I can't figure it out, guys. Therefore, I'm not going to waste my brain cells trying to. It was very uncomfortable. So did. What do you mean, Eric? I'm sorry. I feel like I'm behind in these messages, but y'all let me know if y'all don't mind repeating it again. I would love to get philosophical in y'all's topic. She was sent to the shake shop room. What do you mean? Some people be like people were sent, but I think it's a spirit, boy. I don't know why. I said it a little bit before. I think like I'm into numerology and stuff. And my numerology says that I'm a masterful teacher. I am a spiritual guru. And people who have like master numbers have like a harder, I'm not going to get all philosophical, but they have a harder life than others. But also their life lesson is to teach people. Obviously I spin on it and I don't try to be funny. People say it's funny how I take these stories, but I take these stories from these lessons to spread awareness. That's what my job is. Like a shadow, bruh, a dark shadow. I saw the evil toad said evil toad wasn't wrong. Take a look at my girlfriend. She never seemed to got a lot. Probably had her room like Hey Arnold, Nat Pix. Bruh. She even asked me one day, like when we were cool, she was like, Natalie, you might go into Olive Garden with me when she was normal. And I was like, I wanted to go. I like to eat now. Don't get me wrong. I like to eat, but I would never I don't ever want to put myself in a situation where I'm uncomfortable. And that's why I didn't, give her a ride to that event. Cause the way I saw it, like she's sitting on my lap, calculate that. If I put her in my car, I thought about this. I'm a deep thinker. It takes 30 minutes to get to the event. The event's 2 hours. I got to sit with her. Then I got to drive her 30 minutes back. I said, no, I'm good. I'm not going to. That's my car is my comfort spot, so I would never put someone in my spot to make me uncomfortable. Take a look at I'm over here tripping. How can someone how can someone immaculating you in your style be an insult to you? You are demonstrating someone who lacks self-love. No offense. That's what I said. Eric, I said that. But to me, I don't want no duplicate. I feel like I've talked about it before, Eric. I don't know if you're still here. I know I'm light years behind in the chat, but I worked at a warehouse where there was 3 Natalies, and there's certain features that make me different from the other Natalies, but they would call me, honest, let me be real with you. They would call me Big Booty Natalie. That's what they would call me, but I don't want to be known for my body. I would always say I'm the Natalie with the personality. So I'm always been on individuality. I don't want someone duplicating me. There's only one Natalie, bruh. There's only one Natalie. So to me, I've never had that issue before, but to me, it was uncomfortable. I thought Todd was given book title. The event hook, if you need your face. I was saying she was studying you to become. Oh, yeah. She was studying me to become me. Or she liked me and her sitting on me. She was sent to the shake room to get it shake. She was sent to the shake. What the fuck, Sarah? Is it me? She was sent to the shake. No, it's you, bitch. She was sent to the shake, the room, get it shake room. I think I get it. You look gorgeous pregnant, and this is a compliment. Thank you. I appreciate you. Guys, is that all you got from me, Sarah? Thank you for pulling up. I get what you're saying. I think I accidentally freaking saved this conversation. You know how you save it and it saves as a short? But if y'all don't have anything else, Rowdy, it's a spirit. Yes, I say people be, I think I skipped over you, Rowdy. My bad, bruh. I think people I call them shape shifting. I think this spirit was the same spirit that was in Kentucky trying to get to me. But I don't get the shake room comment. She's saying she was sent to the shake. Get it, shake room. She was get to the shake. The shake shop is the shake room. The shake shop is the shake. And I think she's saying get to the shake room. I think that's what she's trying to say. It's not funny when I re-say it. But yeah, man, I think it was a spirit, an evil spirit trying to get a hold of your girl. You never, are you talking about my milkshake brings other girls is that what you're talking about? My boys to the yard? Is that what you're talking about, Sarah? Is that what you're talking about? Let me know, Sarah. For real, I'm going to dip out. I'm way past my time. I've been on here for almost 2 hours again. I keep saying I'm not going to be on here 2 hours, and I keep being on here for 2 hours, bro. It's sad out here in these streets. Even though you are not pregnant, your belly must be gorgeous. Oh, I thought you said you are pregnant. My bad. Nah, not anymore. I done gained some weight since this photo. I really now focus on YouTube so much that I can't really, it's really hard. Like during that time, that's when I wasn't really on YouTube. I would dabble on YouTube. So I had a lot of time to either work out and work. But now it's so hard because I'm on here so much. I need to work out. I haven't worked out in like 4 days, man. I think your belly is nice no matter what, bloating or not. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's the same spirit from the first story and the story before that. But why does it keep happening, Rowdy? Because yesterday I was here and I was talking about what does it mean? Because, and I was telling my husband, all right, Rowdy, I'm 39, right? I was telling my husband in my 20s, I was like, this spirit keeps following me because... Like I talked about when I was a manager at McDonald's. This time it was a guy, though. It was a guy. And I noticed that I used to go to high school with him, right? I wasn't in the same city. It was like 30 minutes, or literally across the state. Not too far. Thank you so much, Maine. But this guy was craving my attention. I found out like he was really immature. I've always been like about my business, as you can see from the Herbalife story, always been about going out and getting money. But anywho, I tell you that to say like he liked me, another attractive guy. Sometimes you gotta look past the attractiveness. That's what I'm trying to realize, bruh. But anyway, he was an attractive guy, and I realized like I went to school with him, but I realized he was very immature. And during this time, I was a manager, and he had done something or said something that was really immature to me. And instead of me just calling him out, like I call it for me, I call it being responsible, like not feeding into that energy, right? So he had wanted me to give him like, this is McDonald's now, let's be real. So he wanted like cheeseburger papers or whatever, whatever, whatever. And anywho, I went to give it to him, and he had noticed that I had stopped talking to him, and he literally sat there for like 2 minutes. And like I told y'all earlier, like when I'm so flabbergasted and I'm listening and I'm not understanding what's going on, I'll look at you like, what are you doing? Anywho, I gave him the paper. If you're still here, Rowdy. And he literally said, back to back to back. He's like, I gave it to him. He said, thank you. But he knew I was cutting him off, right? So I was like, mm-hmm. And he was like, you're supposed to say you're welcome. But I didn't want to give him that energy. Do you know he literally sat there and looked at me and said, you're welcome. No, he said, thank you. 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 And I looked at him because he wanted me, but it's like that intention thing that I'm talking about, like the craving of attention. Because for me, I get it. Not everybody's like Natalie, but I don't feed into that. If someone's not giving me attention, I'm literally just going to go about my day. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to reach out to get that attention. But yeah, bruh, literally 15 times said thank you because he wanted me to say you're welcome. And I was telling this to my husband. Like I said, I'm 39, so sometimes like your girl be forgetting. Then lack of sleep don't help. But I told him like, bruh, this is like the same type of energy, but this happened way before the first lady that was gay for me, and obviously the second lady that was gay for me. But it's like the same type of spirit. Like, why the fuck does this spirit keep trying to get me though, bruh? And like I said, like, I don't know, maybe I see stuff different ways. Like that guy was an attractive guy. He was like fit. Most women would look at him and just think that he was like gorgeous. You feel me? He was into the gym. This lady, that lady at the shake shop, she's an attractive. Some people would just think that was just, some people, she was a gorgeous lady. You feel me? Can't really say that about the lady in Kentucky, but I just feel like, I don't know why, man. I'm not going to dabble into it because anytime I dabble into spirituality, you feel me? I don't smoke. I don't do any drugs. It's the same spirit from the first story. But yeah, we talked about that. Maud, how you doing, bro? I hope you're still here. Chili. I don't smoke. Maine says 60 likes. Thank you, Maine. Thank you so much because the kingdom of darkness wants to recruit you. What does that mean, though, bro? You got to like get philosophical. Rowdy, did you even rate my stories today, bro? I'm looking for a rating. I'm looking for a 5-star rating. This is Yelp. Let me know how the stories were, bro. George, I'm not just the joy of the lives. And that's thank you, Maine, so much. I'm not going to time you out, George. Just oh, shit, Natalie. Damn, bro, get it right. Yeah, I've been talking 2 hours. And I talk 2 hours, my mouth gets dry. I didn't feel it finished almost. Maine, you see me? Almost this whole cup of water. But guys, I appreciate you being here. Get into the Bible. So what do I ask the Bible? What should I pull up? What I was gonna say what do I ask Google, not what do I ask the Bible, but what when you're talking about the spirit, the dark spirit, what chapters really capitalize on that? Corey in the building. Thank you. Jesus loves everybody. Jesus loves you too, Corey. Thank you for pulling up and giving us that beautiful message. Well, damn, you going. Oh yeah, he wasn't getting the hint, man. And what's crazy, Rowdy, is that everybody says when my chats, you see what's going on, like all these trolls. They say that a lot of people don't have trolls like that. Not on my caliber. But Rowdy, I'm looking for your message, guys. I got to dip out. Every time I'm on here for 2 hours, my husband's like, Natalie, what is it? What's going on that you got to be on here that long? And I say, baby, you don't like to listen to me talk all the time. So I got to talk to people who listen to me. You feel me? Let me get out my therapy. Like talking to me is my therapy. All right. Let me screenshot that. Thank you so much, Rowdy. But Rowdy, Natalie, get out of here. Rowdy, let me know. Like, did you rate my stories? I told you that they were crazy stories. I don't think I seen your rating. Thank you for the 61 likes. Thank you for being here, guys. Gamma said, thanks so much for your support in the chat and the bushes. Liked, not like, replay, super chat, stickers. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for reminding me, man. I'd be so caught up. Thank you so much, Gamma. Thank you guys for the super chats. Oh, we don't got none up there, though, bro. Boy. Let's change it. Let's do a super chat, man. The last 2 days, I've earned $20. I thought I was on a roll for tic-tac-toe 3 in a row. Oh, you did love it? 1 through 10, though. 1 through 10. Rate it. How crazy was it? Thank you so much for the super. Thank you, Gamma. Super Chats Cash App. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Most importantly, I appreciate you guys being here. Most importantly, I appreciate you guys listening to my story. Like I told y'all, like talking is my therapy. So I don't need drugs when I can talk. You feel me? 10. Appreciate you. Tap that like button. Thank you, Maine. You can purchase a membership to support this growing channel. This helps to play and provide exclusive membership content, and your name will be in green on the screen in the screen, guys. So you definitely tap in, become a member. There's other stories on there that I thank you so much, Gamma, for reminding me. There's other stories on there that I don't even put on here, but I appreciate everybody being here. And the stories on there are deep, bruh. The stories on there are deep, but I don't even put them on here. So I did a video the other day, and yeah, my gifts turned on, Gamma. We trying to run that checkup, boy. Trying to run that checkup. But thank you, Rowdy, for the comment. Tap that like button. Thank you, Maine. Super chats, super stickers, and gifts are appreciated. I appreciate you, Gamba. Gifts are turned on. Read the story of Jesus also. Thank you so much, Rowdy. Thank you, everybody, for pulling up and listening to your girl for an hour and 27 minutes. I hope you guys got some kind of message out of this story. To me, my message is protect your boundaries. Don't think just because someone seems like they're your friend that they're your friend. Always protect your peace. And if someone's, you feel me? If somebody is in your face, tell them your face puts me in a bad mood. If you got someone you're dealing with and you're trying to think of the right words for them to leave you alone, tell them your face puts me in a bad mood. I'm going to make some merch that says that. Your face puts me in a bad mood. The host, click on the gift box button. Yes, on the right of the screen. Gifts start at 10 cents. Y'all hear that? 10-cent gifts. Thank you for your support, because I done dedicated 2 hours on here, man. So thank you so much for my mods. Thank you so much for my supporters. Rowdy, I hope you hit that like button. I hope you subscribed. I hope I urge your appearance in my upcoming YouTube journey. Guys, if you're interested in getting this mic right here that comes in different colors, not like the inside, the outside, the pink part, they have it in a variety of colors. I have my link, my Amazon affiliate link. Thank you so much, man. Gamba, you in here showing out, girl. Now I got to like show out when I come up to your lives, bruh. Thank you so much for starting that trail, man. Now I got to definitely show out when I pull up to your live now, bruh. I appreciate you. But these mics come in different colors. Pink is not the only color. I really need to do my research to find out what colors they have, because usually when I say pink's not the only color, people ask what other colors do they have, and I don't know. I know they got pink, right? So that being said, if you're trying to build boundaries, like I've told you today, my story, I've told you now it's so easy for me to identify boundaries or people who are going to cross my boundaries, how to maneuver them. I think there's different levels. My boundary 101 class is in my bio. I also have an ebook on how to build confidence. So bushwasher, that's how my Jamaican boss would say it. Don't be a bushwatcher. But guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate my subscribers, super chat. Gamma, I appreciate you splurging on your girl today. You done joined the membership. You done sent me $1.99. I really appreciate you splurging on your girl and y'all listening to me for 2 hours, man. Don't forget, check the description box for this mic. They asked me about my teeth, how they so white, the toothpaste I use, the eyelashes I use, everything's in my bio. Man, I appreciate you being here, boy, for basically the whole entire time. Appreciate you, man. I know it's a lot to be here for 2 hours. Sarah, thank you so much for being here. I know it's a lot. Rowdy! Next time we'll talk about it. Yes, thank you so much, man. Thank you, guys. I feel loved. I want to say I get tired from being on here talking for 2 hours. Don't get me wrong, I get off and feel drained, but I feel like the chat really motivates me of continue talking. And thank you so much for listening, man. That's my therapy. Thank you so much, Rowdy. I appreciate you guys. For real. Mods, Rowdy, Gamma, my throat getting parched. Dropping that video today at 6:30. Gamma, pull up. Guys, pull over to my membership. If y'all want more stories, I appreciate y'all being here. Rowdy, I said Rowdy. Rowdy in the building, hands to the ceiling. Yes. Rowdy, Sarah, Maine. Mr. LSU was in here for a good portion. I get it. 2 hours is a long time to sit on here. But somehow I think Maine's done it. Sarah's done it. Gamma's done it. Rowdy, I know you came a little late, but I really appreciate the super chat and you listening to me. I'm really going to pull that stuff up, man. So next time I go live, which is every day, 40, you're probably still in here. Every day I'm going live this month. So next time you pull up, I'll try my best to be educated. I do work another 40-hour shift, but I appreciate you guys being here and listening to me, man. Until tomorrow. Thank you guys for being in the Nat Pack. Thank you guys for joining Nattober. And I keep getting on here thinking, I'm running out of stories. The last 5 days, I've been on here 2 hours each. I'm running out of stories. And y'all keep me motivated. What time do you go live? Typically, I might go live earlier tomorrow. I'm not sure. Turn your notifications on and select all so you never miss it when I drop a video, okay? But guys, Gamma is a content creator. Pull up to her channel. Maine is a content creator. Pull up to his channel. Sarah is a content creator. Pull up to these people's channels. These are my brothers. These are my sisters, man. And we're trying to put on. We're small content creators. And we're really trying to support, man. So I really appreciate you guys listening to me. It really means a lot, bruh. I thought that was my husband coming in. Maine be cooking. Maine's going to make your mouth water. So if you don't want your mouth to water, don't pull up. Don't pull up. Guys, I love you. I miss you. Can't wait to see y'all soon. Pull up to the memberships. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Turn your notifications on so y'all know when I drop my live. Usually I do a post. Y'all know. Y'all will know. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Y'all don't have anything else, I think? Foodie channel. Talk to them. Talk to y'all soon.